This is either going to be great or very frustrating. Okay, I want this to be quick because if y'all have been following me for any length of time, you know I can be long-winded. But I'm going to be as succinct as possible. So, hi, Lillian again. Welcome back. And welcome back to me, because it's been months again, even though last time I said I would be a little more regular. I actually said don't hold me to that, but my word should mean something, so I apologize. Not that anybody was waiting. Just thought I'd put that out there. I just washed my hair. I'm gonna show you what quarantine has done to my hair, basically, and just chit-chat as it dries. So this is how I come out of the shower when I wash my hair. I put this t-shirt around it to dry it initially, just to soak up the excess water, and I usually do that for about an hour, 40 minutes. So now it's been about that time, so it's time to take this off. And usually, well, you can't tell, but this is like soaking wet now, but yeah, my hair gets super wet. And now we have, this is what my hair looks like, freshly washed. It was definitely a good time to wash it because I have been exercising a little bit lately, and it's summertime, so there's just been sweat, and I wash my hair every other week, as I think has been the case for years, so that's probably the same thing I've said in other videos. I might wash it every week if I'm really like intensely doing some sort of physical fitness, but that hasn't been the case for a long time. So anyway, this is what my hair looks like after I wash it, and it's just hanging out. It's still damp, but it's not dripping, which is the goal of the t-shirt. And then any additional drying I do with the blow dryer for no more than like 20 minutes, especially in the summertime, because it's going to do a lot more air drying than in the winter, when I'll really be vigorous with the blow dryer to make sure it's not staying wet long enough to trap mold or start smelling sour. We don't let that happen. So this is a little 360 thing of what my hair looks like. And I don't know if you could tell from that, but a lot of combining has gone on in these lockdown times. So y'all know I've had two-headed dragons for some time. In fact, I did one on purpose just because I liked how they were looking. But I did already have a couple that were merged just because. And then I had one early on that I combined because I felt they were too small. And that one, I'm not sure if I could actually find it. Oh, that was quick. This one I combined, I say this every time, I combined this, I think, within the first year of my lock journey. So, when it started out, they were two locks that were this thin, and I thought they were too small. So I combined them, and they've been growing like that for now 4.5 years. So yes, that is my hair, and I wanted to give you guys a close-up because there's a lot of combining here. I have some now 3, 4, 5, and 6-headed dragons. It's serious back there. So one of them, the bigger one, I also haven't separated my hair yet, so if I start like popping them. It's just because I just washed it, and that's when I separate my locks usually. So, this one lock, I hope it's in frame. This is all connected now. I really hope you can see that. But yes, so this is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 threads all together, and they are just happy to be that way. And we'll see, because this will probably likely, I don't know if y'all can hear me, oops, 6 locks together. Look at that base. Also, look at that shine. Shout out to Shea Moisture. Still the same Jamaican black castor oil and ACB shampoo, the dark brown one. But yeah, so this is all one lock now, and I'm predicting that this is going to be a flat lock because it's in the back of my head, and so when I sleep, I imagine as it grows out, this base will just be flat, since I don't retwist. And how would you retwist something this girthy? I guess you could theoretically retwist that and get it to be a cylinder, but I'm not bothered, so that won't be me. And then on the other side, I know there's another thicker one as well. I really hope these are in frame. But yeah, this one is, let me see. This one is also one lock. And this one I think is fewer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this is just a five-headed dragon there. I don't know if you can call them, I don't know if they're I think they're just Congos after 2. I'm not up to date on all the terminology, but they're just combined. And then here's also the baby one, the one that I started in 2018, because I noticed that this hair was growing away from all the other locks in the center of my head. So this one's just 2 years old. Never been retwisted, never had any sort of product applied. It's just doing out here. And this kind of stuff that happens, I just wrap that around the base and tuck it in. And it only unravels like that after I wash it, for the most part. And aside from those 2 thicker ones in the back of my head, I do have quite a few that are just 2 and 3 combined. And one right here in the front. This is, well, not all the way in the front, but close enough. This is 4 of them. And I really love how this is looking. It's already getting really dense here, pretty flat. And I'm pretty sure it's just going to continue to be a big flat chunk. I really love it. I think it's a lot more interesting to have all these various sizes and shapes in my hair. There's up close. And so I do still separate my locks without retwisting. That's the maintenance I do. I don't foresee retwisting ever. And I think I mentioned last time that I wanted to do another video specifically about locks in the workplace because I don't retwist, and talking about the line of work I'm in and what that experience has been like and things like that. I don't really have too many stories to tell, but you know, my experience is valid, so I thought I'd share. Maybe somebody else can relate. And yes, so I still have not trimmed the length of my locks. I have literally done almost nothing except wash my hair. Normally, I would at least be moisturizing with a hibiscus spray that I have and a vitamin E tea tree combination that I use on my scalp, and then also following up with oil, whether it's the African hair oil or olive oil or what's another one I use? I think Jamaican black castor oil. I haven't been really doing any of that for a number of reasons. The main one is I'm just going to pull the quarantine card. I really let my hair maintenance go in those first few months, and I didn't even notice. I wasn't even bothered to check the effect it was having on my hair, because that's just where my mindset was at. I was very I was going through it in around March, April, May, and just overwhelmed. So my hair was the last thing I was thinking about, unfortunately. But we're back on track now. God is good. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, you guys. Hold on. And we're not at the end yet. So keep wearing your masks when you go outside, if you must go outside. But we're not at the end, y'all, so we're just going to hold on some more and keep pushing, keep walking, keep trusting God. He's sovereign. He knows what he's doing. And something that I learned in all of this is that I can't find the peace that comes from saying God is sovereign if I'm not submitted to the sovereignty. If I'm in rebellion, what's to make me believe that the whole world is out of God's control? I have to be moving as God tells me to be. I have to be obedient. And only then will I have the revelation that all of nature is obedient, that surely this virus is not anything God can't handle. He's done bigger, badder before. This is nothing new to him, because he knew this was about to happen before the earth was even created. So that's all I'll say about that. But I have finally found some peace, and I'm not stressed. I'm not worried. November's gonna happen. We're gonna keep moving forward, no matter the outcome. Because, God's the actual one in charge here. Okay? Just reminding everyone. If that's not what you believe, we can talk about that as well. I'm down. But yes, back to hair. I do like the combining locks. It was a little difficult. Once I realized a lot of combining was happening, it had been maybe 3 solid months since I was separating my hair after washing it. So I was still washing my hair consistently the entire lockdown. But I just would wash it, dry it, and carry on. Sometimes I wasn't even that diligent about drying it because it would air dry when I'd be on my way to work and things like that. So that was 3 months of not separating my hair, which resulted in all of these congos, whatever you want to call them. And once I realized I didn't desire to have one single lock or two big locks like this. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but once I decided that was not what I wanted for my hair, I was like, okay, I need to intervene, get in there and do some separating. So that was a little bit painful, the initial digging in and deciding which things were worth trying to tease apart and which locks I should just let them do what they've been doing for the past 3 months. And I will say I'm surprised that it wasn't more. I do still have quite a few locks that are still just as single as they started out, like this, And even in the back of my head where there was the most amount of, sleeping on them and stuff like that, there's just a lot of singles back there. They're doing their thing, they're fine, still growing, still learning, just like me. But yeah, here's a two-headed one that came out of quarantine. And I think there's a similar one. That's the other thing. I'm going to need to go back through and do a recount. Let me know if y'all care to see that video, but I'm going to have to go through and count again because now I'm sure it's a different number. Like, it's definitely less than what I started with because of all these combined locs. So yeah, if that's something you'd want to see, let me know. But yes, there's just a lot going on in the world, and I was letting it get on top of me, and so I was not thinking about doing these videos. I was not thinking about, as I said, taking care of my hair, let alone doing these videos. So yes, it's just been a lot going on. You all know. I pray you guys are finding ways to rise above it and be okay and keep growing. Keep growing. Keep growing, guys. Keep growing. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to say, but I think that's it. And I think for all the ground I had to cover, I did pretty okay. I did record an ACV rinse. I did an ACV rinse back in February. This is the last thing I say. I'll say I promise. I did an ACV rinse in February, and I fully intended to put it out, but I tried to get fancy and edit, sort of like my last video, and what I've learned is that's just not my calling. I'm not good at the editing side of things, and so I'm just going to leave them like this. This raw, recorded thing I'm going to put into the world as I've been doing for the past couple of years. Nobody was complaining. I don't know why I tried to get fancy. I don't know who gave me the idea that I could reach those heights, but clearly I did not reach them. That was just an experiment. Thanks for bearing with me, but you won't be put through that again. So I tried to get fancy and edit the video together to get a nice produced thing looking, and it was just too much. So basically it took me so long that basically ran right into quarantine, and by then I didn't feel like putting anything out anywhere. So maybe I will show the next time I do one, because we're almost at 6 months from then, so it'll be time for another ACV rinse. So maybe I'll just make another video the next time I do one. Might be like October. Something like that. September, October, I think would be the time from February to do another one. But yes, so this has been my update, what quarantine has done to my locs, and thank you for watching. Stay safe, guys. Stay safe, and be careful, and show love. Bye.